we'll talk about one of the shorts I upload today on my channel, and which is going to be you had to sacrifice for your dream. You had to sacrifice for your dream. And that's by cutting certain people off or stop doing things that you need to stop doing to get to the next level. Or it's just a waste of time. Your time is your biggest asset. And you are you as the person is your biggest asset also. You as the person is the person who can save yourself from a lot of things if you get serious about your life and the people that surround you. For example, I have I had made a decision. My fault, y'all. I had made a decision at the age of 18 years old alone. I decided to quit playing video games and stop talking to certain people because I just know we ain't going in the same direction. So I cut off a lot of people in gaming also, at the age of 18. At the age of 18 alone. Boom. I started getting serious about my body. And I would wake up like 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. in the morning, every morning at the age of 18 years old, and run the treadmill every morning. Then I would get into a meditation and take that serious again this time, because I used to meditate as a younger person way before 18 years old. But I didn't take that serious, bro. I don't know, I lose my momentum doing that. I started this business back then at the age of 19 years old, but I had this bad habit at the age of 19 years old, At the age of 19 years old, I ghosted the internet at the age of 19 years old because I just realized, I realized at the age of 19 years old, I'm not missing out on anything. It's the same thing that you see every single day that's on social media. It's the same thing. You ain't missing nothing. If you think that you gotta be on social media every single day and you're not posting videos, you're not a content creator, you have FOMO, bro. You have FOMO, okay? You have FOMO. If you can't stay away from social media and you know you're not working on there, you're not a content creator or anything, bro, you just did it to social media, you have FOMO. Okay. I was figuring out what I would do with my life at the age of 19 because, I was getting my body right at the age of 18 alone, by myself every morning, waking up at 6 o'clock or on the treadmill, every morning. But at the age of 19 years old, I had to think what the heck I'm gonna do with my life. Why I'm on this earth, bro? Why? That's why I asked myself, what is the meaning of me being on this earth, at the age of 19 years old? Because I was getting older, and time will fly past. Will fly past me. But long as I put my time to something that's productive and hard, that will put me in a better position for a decade or my whole life, that can set me free in life, I do not care. I started a business at the age of 19 years old, but I didn't have the mind frame. I didn't have the mind frame or the characteristics of, of a person who will run a business. Even though in reality, and on social media and everything, they might seem perfect and everything, but I came to a conclusion that the imperfect, their way up to the top. That's what they did for a person who run a business in reality. You might see all these cars, you might see the jewelry, you might see the watch, you might see the Rolex, you might see the chains, you might see the rings, but in reality, they imperfect their way up to the top. That's exactly what they did. It wasn't no best time for them to perform anything, bro. It wasn't. It wasn't the best time for them to perform, but they imperfect their way to the top. And it's the same way. That's the reality of it, you know. That's the reality of it. So a lot of things I had to work on myself at the age of 19, bro, because I went through a lot of things, bro. And the habits I had bad habits, bro. I had bad habits. Even though my body wasn't in shape and all, but I still had bad habits. But that's a good thing, though. Yeah, I had to be grateful about that. My body was in shape. You know, but I had bad habits, and I let the wrong people in my life also. You know, I had to get them going. I had to go to the internet. I started a business, but it's a lot of things I had to learn on my own, bro. For real, when it came to run a business, you know, on my own, alone, at the age of 19. I had a lot of bad habits that kept me, and that was porn. I was struggling with porn very bad, bro. Very bad. Very bad, bro. It was a time where I was struggling with porn, bro. And yeah, I was struggling with porn. And that was hard. That was very hard, bro. It was hard for me to get out of that predicament, bro. But by the age of 20 years old, I got out of that. I got out of it. I would track the days of me not watching that stuff, bro, on my little board that I had, you know, next to my TV, you know, to my TV stand. I would track my days, how many times I would go a day without watching that stuff, you know, and practice semen repetition. But I came to a conclusion also, you don't track your days, bro. You go days without watching porn and you don't track it. And you put your mind, you use your semen, your seed, and be productive with it. You put that into something that's productive and hard that can take you far to the top for 10 years or for the rest of your life. That's what you do. That's what you use your seed for. You don't just release it. You don't do it. I found the real meaning why you need to retain your semen, bro. And that's you by building something that's huge, that's productive and hard. So you can save yourself forever or 10 years from now, bro. That's what you do when you retain your semen. You know, so yeah, I practiced that at the age of 20 years old. I was practicing semen retention. Then 21 years old, I started my YouTube. I decided, hold on, let me take that back. At 20 years old, 20 years old, I was practicing making videos at 20 years old because I decided I want to become a YouTuber, you know. Then I would wake up every single day and make 20-minute videos every single day on my phone, on my old phone, which I had like an iPhone 8. I had an iPhone 8. I was making videos that was 20 minutes long. That's what I did. I was practicing making videos of me working out. That's what I did. Them videos on my other phone. I gotta find my phone, but that's what I did. I decided that I wanted to become a YouTuber at the age of 20 years old. Then, 21 years old, 2025, bro. Beginning of 2025, I started making videos on YouTube. I had my first YouTube account, bro. And that's back in January. I was posting a lot of videos, bro. I still post a lot of videos now. I have to be consistent. You have to be consistent in this for you to make it. You have to be consistent. You have to be productive, bro. You have to follow your plan. You do not stick to your feelings. You stick to your plan and not to your feelings, bro. Simple as that. But yeah, at 21 years old, in January 2025, I had my first YouTube account. And I released a lot of videos, bro. I was just making videos every single day. And, you know, I journal like I always do. And that's what I do. Since 21 years old. That's what I did. I'm good at drawing. I knew I was good at drawing. I just never take it serious, you know. But I took it serious at the age of 21 years old. And I'm here with y'all making videos of me talking about certain topics and everything, you know. But yeah. It's a lot. You have to make sacrifices just for you to get to the next level of your life, bro. a lot of sacrifices, even sacrifices that you don't want to take, you know. But yeah, that's what I went through. You have to make sacrifices, man. Even sacrifices that you don't want to take, like I said, you know. But I hope you all enjoy this video. You know, enjoy this video. But yeah, I'm about to go. You know, and I'm still taking sacrifices as we speak. Also, you know, as a young, you know, I'm 22 years old. You know, but yeah, man, it's a boy Will, and I'm going, man.